Welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot. So, as promised, I wanted to do a read for January 23rd. It's got some powerful astrological aspects that are aligning for us. So I wanted to see what's going on, see how we can best benefit from those energies. Before we get started though, I just wanted to say thank you guys to each and every one of you for all your love and support and all the ways that you lift each other up, lift this channel up, you lift me up as well. And so I love you back. Let's see what's going on. So, like I say, on January 23rd, this is a day where astrologically there's a lot of stuff happening. And whether you say it January 23rd, whether you write it 23-1, it's all as it breaks down about new beginnings, taking initiative, being the first, the pioneer, through balance, cooperation, self-expression, and creativity. And all of this together boils down to bringing joy into your life, into what you're building. And it's an amazing day in that way where it really helps us with creation. And so at this point, I mean, this is just crazy awesome. Wow. Okay. At this point with the tarot, like I say, this is a time where Spirit is basically calling you, urging you, filling you with hope to really shine. This is about using your confidence and your creativity, but most importantly, using those skills that you've built, that you've worked so hard for, to fulfill your vision, to build your vision, and more importantly, to do it through healing. And so some of you could be on a very much a spiritual path for yourself, a shadow awakening, dark side of, dark night of the shadow, dark night of the soul. I don't know why I can't say that. But either way, this is basically a new beginning that will bring new challenge as well as conquest and victory. This is where you also have a lot of Aquarian energy in the cards coming out. You could be entering into an area as well that really kind of knocks your confidence in a little bit. This is where it's like you are entering in a very competitive field, competitive environment, going for a different type of promotion, where there is a lot of call, a lot of want for it. And it could bring on a lot of envy from others. You could also be in an environment where, and again, it's that fire of the Leo here that always continuously pops out for Virgos, not quite sure why. But either way, this could be where you're experiencing a lack of unity. You feel like you're really going it alone. At this time, what Spirit really wants to remind you is that on January 23rd, the cosmos support your attention to detail and analytical energy today. This is the time to drive, that works too, but dive into tasks that require your precision, because right now you are sharp and you are focused on the goals at hand, on what you're building, on who you're building it with. And this is a great time for process improvement and review and analysis. And this is also a time where people see you. It's a time where really truly your approach earns respect from others. Whatever you're doing is in the spotlight. People can, like I say, absolutely see you, but you're being recognized for your hard work. Now, what I also see in this is, again, it's like 2 victory cards here. You're absolutely being seen, you're sharing, you're building social events, social networks. And as a side note too, Mercury during this time is trine with Uranus. And so it's a great aspect for socializing, for creating groups in social media or via social media. And also too, if you're in a high-tech industry, competitive field, no pressure. But blessings will come to you. Blessings are meant to come to you if that's the field that you're currently trying to build, trying to awaken. And at this time on January 23rd, it's all about awakening the creativity within you, an urge to express in any way that you're gifted. And it ignites an original and innovative aspect to your ideas that really help you stand out. What I also see though is this is also about self-control. It's about pragmatic practices, pragmatic steps, and also consistency. You could also be looking on an emphasis, as far as I see too, I don't see any of the envy, the lack of unity, any of the chaos that's surrounding you really affecting you at this time. You're standing in your King of Pentacles. You also are standing with the Nine of Pentacles right afterwards, which is both Virgo and energy here. But there's an emphasis on security. You're focused on your financial management. You're also focused on, again, material comforts, enjoying the fruits of your labor. But this is like self-discipline, self-control. This is all about you, and it's all up to you. You could also be fighting some restrictions. You could also be dealing with some vices, some temptations. Also having your faith tempted. What Spirit's reminding you with the devil here is that really, truly, success is really up to you. It really is how you overcome it, because you're coming to completion. So what I see in this is that you're really fighting. You know, with the 1, it reduces, or with the 1 and 5, rather, I should say, it reduces to a 6. And so it's like you're really trying to find that integration. And through finding that integration, through finding, through that self-control, through finding those innovative aspects, if you've been struggling to really come across a balance, a harmony in what you're doing and your energy, this is about balancing the masculine and the feminine. What I love about the devil is really it's quite artificial when it comes to vices. They seem so overwhelming. As you can see with these two here, they are chained, absolutely, but the chains are loose. They can lift them off of their shoulders. They can lift that weight off of their shoulders at any time that they choose. But really, truly, what it is also about is a balance, finding a balance between the masculine and the feminine within each and every one of us. And so if that resonates, by all means, let me know what you're building. Because at this point, what I see in that is that though there may be vices and restrictions, a lack, that have really kind of, what I'm getting most is that it's really affecting your confidence in a lot of ways. You're actually standing in the Hierophant power here, in the Hierophant energy. And this is staying true to your religion. This is staying true to your faith, as well as recognizing the growth and the journey that's needed, because we're human, right? We're all learning each and every day in each and every aspect. Now, there are a couple of other things that are going to help us during this time. And like I say too, with the devil, it's all about artificial aspects. It depends on you. These vices are holding you back, but they're kind of like, I can't say the F word on this channel, but it's like a mind F word. Mind fog. Let's go with fog. Mind fun? Sure. But either way, this is about remembering that balance is key. Don't allow your perfectionism to overshadow your joy today. Don't allow your perfectionism to overshadow what you're building, because that's really what's holding you back at this time, and it's completely artificial. It's about perspective, right? And really, truly, a lot of times that first step is always the hardest, but once you get going, it becomes easy. That's when you start getting into that flow state, and that is where not only is the moon going to be helping us during this time, but Mars is also sextile with Uranus as well. So Mercury, which we're ruled by, is in Cappy. Uranus is in Taurus. Mars is in Cancer. And so with the sextile between Mars and Uranus during this time, with Cancer and Taurus on the table, it's all about structure and emotions. It's about manifesting those dreams, manifesting that vision. And with this sextile position, you could feel an urge and a spice, no pressure, for action and tenacity. And that's really about taking that first step with the 1, 2, 3. You are the first. It's taking that initiative towards that new beginning. This is an exceptional energy that allows us to come to the table with tenacity and enthusiasm and an exceptional work ethic. And I saw that in the other poll, where it's about that self-discipline. There's a lively spirit and action about you, but there's also a technical skill that you're exuding right now. And there's an urge for freedom, but this is where flow state happens. This is where, with this sextile, you're going to get an urge. And don't be surprised if you also have this manifest into a creative spark for ideas. Now is the time to get into that flow state and to enter that flow state. And so, like I say, especially with this here, what I see with the Five of Cups, don't ask. The Six of Cups here is that you're finding a connection to your skills of the past. So there's something that you've already built that's already in your toolbox, possibly that you haven't utilized yet. And what Spirit is saying here is you're finding that balance. Also, too, what I see in this through your self-discipline is that you're basically looking at your priorities. You're looking at your time management. You're looking at your multitasking aspects, and you're finding that balance between them. Now, with social aspects, you may also be feeling like you're going within, you're going alone. And at this time, Spirit is also encouraging you for that as well. At this time, this is where what you're building lies within you, I guess is what I'm getting. And what I also see in this is that even your haters, the ones that have been so envious, etc., they're watching you as well, which is kind of entertaining, but interesting, I guess is how I would put it. And so Spirit, give us some additional messages here, especially since we've got some energies of chaos surrounding us, or energies of envy, gossip as well. Thank you. I was just going to say, what suggestions do you have to guide us? I love it when the energies just don't even allow me to finish my questions. They're already out there on the table, ready to help. So just saying, we've got some good guardians, we've got some good ancestors watching over us during this time. But with the Lovers and the Page of Swords here is really about patience and harmony. Healthy relationships, and this is also healthy relationships with the masculine and the feminine, finding that balance within you through that creative spark to marry both energies in how you're putting forth your efforts. With the Page of Swords here, inspiration, news could have been delayed. There could be additional learning that needs to happen as well. Nothing wrong with that, and we're going to get some help with this as well. The moon is currently in Sagittarius, and so not only does it give us a fiery spirit kind of to help us ignite our ideas, but it's also about learning. And so don't be surprised if you've been building something, if you get a creative spark that ignites within you during this time that not only leads to innovative ideas, but what comes to mind is, in order to build it, you have to dream it first. Once you dream it, you have to learn how to build it. That's the stage that I see here in this. That's where we're going to be getting some astrological help here with the Sagittarian moon. This is where your Ten of Cups come. And so don't be surprised that you're taking on new avenues. You're trying new challenges, adding new things to your repertoire of toolbox, pulling some old tools out of your toolbox even as well, and reinstilling those, reincorporating them into what you've already built here, where maybe you had ebbed and flowed away from that aspect. Now you're bringing that back in and bringing it all together and creating a harmony within it. And like I say, this is where luck is on your side, success is on your side, joy is on your side, especially with that number 3. And like I say, with 1, 2, 3, so yes, it all breaks down to 6, which is basically like the mother of all numbers, which is very much, where you nurture what you water, what you nurture grows. So you're pouring love into it, pouring your heart into it. But with the 23rd, it also breaks down to 5. And I know that typically in the sign, in tarot, that's like a scary number because it's all about change. It's all about basically growth in a lot of ways. But this is where, like I say, expect things on the 23rd to really move rapidly. This is a time as well, it'll ignite a lot of excitement with you. Spirit is cautioning you not to move too fast. This is where potentially if you leap to, without the education here, without really taking those practical steps, especially when it comes to finances. So if you're choosing to invest, this is the time where you may want to look at your investments, look at how you're spending, look at ways that you can utilize the current resources that you have, because what I'm getting in the cards is that everything that you need to drive this to success is something that you've already mastered. You're just not utilizing at this time. So watch your financial investments in particular. But what I see in this as well is, like I say, they expect things to move fast. And so if you also, too, are fearing or coming across like, okay, I've got so many ideas, how do I incorporate this? Now it feels overwhelming because there's like 50 ideas swimming around in my brain. This is also a time to get them down on paper, again, it's a great time for process improvement, but also review and analysis. And so if you're a visual like me, if you're a visionary like me, getting it in front of you really helps with breaking it down, with also prioritizing it, organizing it, which is of course what we do best, and analyzing how we can improve and refine. And again, create that structured environment that supports our goals and our aspirations. But really, ultimately, this is the day of getting into the flow state where you're really, the best advice is to not allow perfectionism to overshadow your joy. Don't let your perfectionism stop you. This is a point here as well where, like I say, Spirit's saying you have all that you need within you. You are the healing. You are the gift. There's nothing that you need from the external aspects that will lead you to success. It's within you, and your hard work will be rewarded. This is again about financial gain, what you give to your community, what you bring to the table for your community. And like I say, you're being seen. Changes are rushing towards you. Opportunities are rushing towards you, and they're seeing the bravery that is also within you. When it comes to the hater's spirit, tell us more about what we can avoid during this time. What's unknown to us? What can we watch out for on January 23rd? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So what I see in a lot of this is holding on to the past and the fear of entrapment based on the past. Both of them have to do with fear. Both of them have to do with loss. But really, it's about regret. It's about resentment, feeling hopeless, feeling that fear or powerless to change your outcome, to change your situation, to incorporate what you're building. This is going to prevent you from getting into flow state. Instead, know that truly, with justice on your side, your truth, standing in your truth, standing in fairness in what you're building, and that's being fair to yourself, how you're talking to yourself, letting go of that perfectionism and letting your joy shine will help get you into that flow state again, but also help you with organizing, help you with refining and incorporating those skills that you already have into what you're doing. And if that resonates, by all means, share your story in the comments below. Let us know what you're working on, what you're struggling with. Also, too, if you are struggling with confidence during this time, during January 23rd, check out the Honey Sea Star store, because really all the designs are meant from me to you, from us to you. Our viewers have even had suggestions to help uplift, inspire, and empower. And so if you don't see your power word on there, let me know in the comments below what your power word is, because truly, that's a store. All the designs are meant to basically celebrate or help us lift each other up and celebrate our successes, set each other up for successes as we go about our day, so that you truly know that you are not alone. You are celebrated and you are certainly supported here on the Honey Sea Star store. And if that, or on the Honey Sea Star, know what I meant. But either way, if that resonates, by all means, and if this message resonates with you, help get this message out to as many Virgos as we can. Like, share, subscribe. It certainly helps the channel, but more importantly, it'll help us with getting this message out to as many Virgos who need to hear it at this time too. And so for the one last message, I just wanted to pull an additional one I was kind of called to, but we pulled the Ten of Pentacles. And so really what Spirit wants you to know is on January 23rd, when you get into flow state, when you have that creative spark for your ideas, you're going to have a lot coming at you. Write them down, like I say. It's also a time for process improvement, to review, to look at how to approach it. Your approach is earning respect, and through that, it will create a transition for you. This is a pinnacle of success. It's about beginnings and endings. That loss, whatever was holding you back, that fear, that resentment, whatever didn't work out, it's kind of like, let's try this one more time. Don't give up on yourself, basically, is what I'm seeing in that. But this is what leads to the Ten of Pentacles. There will be growth and reputation that you're gaining during this time. No longer will you be basically held back or experiencing loss, but this time you're utilizing the tools, the skills that you have, everything within you, because you are the healing that is meant to shine in this world. And it will lead towards lasting wealth and security, as well as prosperity. But it will lead to a foundation that will help you prosper and that will set you up for success for years to come. And again, it's Virgo and energy shining through. I am just saying. So I positively love that. Now, Spirit, I just want to get a few more, a few more guides to us, a few more messages to us before we go here with our spirit animals. What additional messages do you have, or that we can gain here? Thank you. What additional guidance do you have for us? Okay. Oh my God. Okay. We've got love and happiness. Just makes me think of Al Green. I'm just saying. But with the deer, this is all about being gentle with yourself. Again, don't let your perfectionism overshadow your joy. Today is a day where a creative spark brings you into flow state. This is about where you need to trust that you will heal with the power of love, and also too, you heal others because you choose love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace, and stand in the beauty that you're meant to share with this world. And with the sea otter, this is all about, being the master of playful living. Whatever you're doing, especially if you're getting stuck with overthinking, getting stuck in your head and not manifesting what you're building into the 3D, this is where the sea otter and embracing the sea otter spirit can really help you. It's about releasing expectations and enjoying every day. When you enjoy it, you get into that flow state easily. When you're in that creative state, it ignites original, innovative ideas. When you express the gifts that you were born with, that you have built, that you have learned, that's really where you're able to get into the flow state and let go of worry, but instead choose love. Surrender to the waves, because your destiny of love is sure and it is good. It is meant for you. And if that resonates, like I say, by all means, share your story. Let us know what you're working on. Let us also know what you're struggling with. That way we can help raise you up and support you during this time. Now, for anyone that practices music therapy, really, truly, music is so powerful in its healing. Fun fact, I'm a complete nerd, especially when it gets into math, art, and science, because I really feel like they work so well hand in hand, and they were made to work hand in hand. Anyway, I've been getting into ancient history and sciences lately. I'm just a nerd. But, what I found fascinating was the Great Pyramids, basically, and how there's different parts of them. And actually, the whole structure is really, it's meant to resonate at a frequency of F sharp, which is actually grounding itself at 440 hertz to the grounding resonance of the earth. How cool is that? I'm just saying. But that's really on the scientist side of it, it's really the manifestation and creation of energy sources. That's truly what you are at this point. I mean, look at this as a synopsis. This is just amazing. Basically, you're standing in your star. You're standing in the power and the energy of the star. You are the energy. You are the healing. You are the healer of the ages. The only thing you have to get over in order to reach this state is letting go of perfectionism. Just going with the flow, knowing that what you're meant to do, especially if it's in a high-tech industry, what you're meant to create is not only going to create a support structure for you, a success for you financially, but also blessings that are meant for you. And so it's about getting out of your head, getting out of those temptations, getting out of those restrictions, letting go of that perfectionist, which of course is something that all of us Virgos get to work on in this life and what we sign up for as our lesson. But more importantly, getting to that energy of the star, because the star honestly reduces down numerologically with the 17 to an 8. This is all about stable strength, fulfillment, equalization, but also to rhythm, navigation, balance, and peace and harmony. And so with music therapy, what I also see in this is that you could be struggling with grounding with the root chakra, as well as letting your voice be heard with the heart chakra, really following and embracing that creativity and getting into that flow state with letting your heart sing. And so if you are struggling with that during your meditation, try playing around with the chords of A and A sharp. What I also see in this quite a bit is a lot of purples and a lot of yellows. This is about remembering who you are, remembering the gifts that you're meant to give to this world, to gift to this world, but remembering that you are royalty. You are meant to share something that only you can provide us with in this world. You are the healing. And so if you are struggling here, play around with those chords, but also to embrace those colors here on January 23rd as we walk into change and let go of whatever's holding us back and get into that flow state so that you can create what you're truly meant to create, to receive those original, innovative ideas that only you can gift the world with. And then, like I say, positive affirmations, I'd really focus on your root chakra, reminding yourself that you are safe, and that you are secure in who and why you're here, and that you are strong and unshakable. But also to getting into your heart chakra. And so positive affirmations, that remind you that you're holding a space for forgiveness, that you're being gentle with yourself, and that you're practicing the devotional art of kindness with every step, every practice, every action is really going to help you with opening that up so that you can let your heart sing. Shing? Don't ask. But either way, I truly hope this message helps. I just was so intrigued by the astrology of January 23rd that I wanted to do a separate reading. But either way, share your story in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. It'll help with getting this message out, and truly your support means the world to this channel. But until we see each other again, I am sending all my love and light to you, and I hope you have a wonderful January 23rd.